This Ted Simon guy,
Do you think one shirt will see me through the weekend?
I think he's an inspiration to all. He was one of the first, he actually was the first person to ride across the world. It's just nice to see an 80-year-old man who rode across the world back on the bike for a little ride. I mean, it's just really inspiring in a way.
We're on a birthday ride. We're on a big celebration that I had nothing to do with, that my really good friends cooked up in secret. And they've been taking me on a jaunt all around my parish here to the coast and back. And we've been having a lovely time. We've been eating too much and drinking too much and not talking enough, actually. We need to talk more and enjoying ourselves tremendously. Bye-bye. I want to say thank you, first of all, for helping me to enjoy the longest birthday in the history of mankind. It started on the 1st of May and it's ended in August. But thank you all very much for turning up. It's very impressive. Two people, one in New York and one in England, both came to me with this idea that I should have some kind of foundation, and I thought that's ridiculous. Foundations are for people with money that they want to give away, and I don't have any to give away. Sorry about that too. But they said no, it's not just that. It's something to incorporate the spirit of what it is that you managed to achieve with your book and your journey and so on. So I thought about it and I thought, well, maybe that there is something here worth doing. And so I have to explain a little about what it was that actually got me to start traveling around the world on a motorcycle in 1973, because it wasn't what gets most people going around the world. Most people ask me, well, they say, you inspired me to do this, and other people have inspired them to do it, and so on and so forth. And their inspiration usually comes from people who've done something similar. Well, I never knew of anybody who'd done anything like that before, so that's not where it came from. My inspiration was really much more from travelers like Norman Lewis and Robert Byron and Chatwin maybe, and various others. That is to say, people who came back from their travels with stuff that was really important to know about what was going on in the world. So they weren't just people out to have a thrill, they were people who had a real curiosity about what was happening and a real determination to find a way to explain this, to bring a different view of the realities in the world than you get from the media. And having been in the media, I know that this is really a very important thing to do, because if you've ever been anywhere in the world, and a lot of you have, and picked up a copy of Time magazine or something and read about where you are in that magazine, you cannot reconcile what it is they're saying about this place and your experience of it. The media has a totally different perspective on everything that's going on in the world, and it doesn't convey the reality on the ground of how it really is. And if we all knew more about the reality of how it really is on the ground, I think there would be a great deal less of a mess in the world, and less opportunity for governments to start crazy wars and do crazy interventions in various places. So my idea with this foundation, really, since I've got myself hooked up with a bunch of motorcyclists, is to persuade motorcyclists, but also others, to travel with that in mind, and not just to travel as most people do, and I don't blame them, for the pleasure of it, for the excitement, for being able to say I went through 45 countries, or I went across the 16,000-foot pass in Bolivia, or I went across the sea of ice, or I mean, these are all great things to do, but I think too many people are just doing that and not looking around them while they're doing it. So my plan, the foundation, exists to entice people to take more of an effort to do that. And we invite applications from people with a really good idea for some kind of a journey that they want to make, and it doesn't have to be on a bike at all. And then some plan as to how they're going to express their feelings and communicate the observations that they make when they're on that journey in a way that we can then promote in some way, either as a book or as a film or a video of some sort, or paintings or poetry or anything at all. But we are looking for people with a serious purpose. And all I can say to you to persuade you to do this, if any of you are even remotely interested, is that the more effort you make to understand what's going on around you when you travel, the more the journey will mean to you. You come back feeling much more fulfilled if you've had some sense of where you've been and what you've been doing and what's going on around you, what the people are doing, how they feel, and so on. And then we already have a number of people who've come to us with some very nice ideas about trips that they want to make. We're not going to help them pay for the trips. We're not there to finance anybody. We're simply there to help them with what it is that they want to produce at the end of it, and give them the benefit of our priceless wisdom. We have a lot of people who volunteered to help these applicants to do something that they maybe have never done before. I mean, I'm helping a guy. He's already sent me some stuff that he's written. It's very promising, but he doesn't really know a lot about writing. So I can tell him very quickly a lot of things that will actually make his work better. So anyway, that's the story, and thank you very much for listening to me and for coming along and for giving me such a wonderful birthday party. And we'll bring the beer out now.
It's odd to think about somebody manufacturing and shelter.